Now in this final video, you're going to see how to use the pentatonic scale more creatively to keep things interesting than your solos. Now it's the final video in my 3-part series for my new course, Melodic Soloing, and it's on sale now at the link in the description. All right, now, if you've been with me in the last couple of videos, the first one we talked about building out some arpeggios for each one of the chords that are in our song to try and create more melody. And then what we did was we added in more of a diatonic flavor into that. So we weren't just playing arpeggios, but we were really trying to combine some more color in there as well. In this video, what we want to do is we want to take a step back, if you will, into the pentatonic realm, simply because what it does is it eliminates some of that color. What you have to remember about soloing is that you want to be able to shift and manipulate different avenues of thought process when you're playing. Because if you're always just using the same scale or the same idea, everything winds up kind of sounding the same. And the nice thing is if you can keep shifting in and out of that, it keeps it more interesting for you as a player and certainly for a listener as well. So if we think about, again, we're in E minor. So what I'm going to do is take this E minor pentatonic that's sitting right here. Okay, where normally I'd have that kind of sound, or my arpeggio, sitting right there. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm adding back in that pentatonic sound just to shake things up a little bit. And sometimes what I like to do is I'll add in a bit more of the blues sound as well by doing little things like that, like right there, just doing a little slide, or add in the blues note if I wanted to. Like chromatic stuff. I'll do all kinds of different things around that. But if you think about it, I'm not really trying to turn it into a blues tune, so I'm not going to overuse that blues note or blue note or my chromatics. But I know that they're available to me, okay? So as I'm playing, if I'm thinking from video 1, if I'm thinking about the arpeggio, and then video 2, adding in some diatonic, and now video 3, going back and utilizing some pentatonic, maybe some chromatic stuff, maybe the blues note, whatever, okay, just for different sounds. And I don't want to necessarily do them all at the same time. So let's think about that a little bit. Just slowing down the whole process here. I take an E minor, and I'm going to do some arpeggio work. Add in some of the scale. And then maybe a little blues. Or a little bit of chromatic. You know, whatever it is that I'm interested in, but keeping those, as I said in the last video, almost thinking of them, if you're older like me and you remember transparencies that you might have used in school, right? Where the teacher would lay a transparency down and another one on top, and then they would merge together. That's kind of the way I try and teach these sorts of ideas, is learning to break them apart, not just try and think of everything as one thing. Not that that's bad necessarily, but if you can break them apart, you can always change the way you're thinking about it. So if you were playing something that was more arpeggio, and then diatonic, and then drop into a blues idea, or just a pentatonic, just to get that more distant sound of the pentatonic scale with those larger intervals. Because you can always drop back into diatonic at any point in time. So in my opinion, it's very important to be able to separate these things. And of course, in the melodic soloing course, I show you how to do that exactly that over different kinds of chord progressions. So we break each thing down and then build it back up. So it's very important to be able to do that in your playing. So just a reminder, if you haven't watched the videos from the last 2 videos that I did, please go back and check those out, because I think it'll really help you.